We begin tonight with the U.S. and Iran appearing to back away at the edge of war after the Iranian missile strike on military bases housing the U.S. military in Iraq. Iranian state TV now showing some of the more than 20 missiles launched from Iran into Iraq. Many of them aimed at the Al-Assad air base in western Iraq. Satellite images tonight of the damage. And late today, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs saying Iran did intend to kill personnel, that was his opinion. But there was no loss of life. And tonight, President Trump telling the American people, quote, Iran appears to be standing down. No U.S. military response, but imposing harsh new sanctions. Will it end there? Also tonight, new reports of explosions inside Baghdad's green zone.
A top Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander is warning that Wednesday's missile attack on a base hosting U.S. troops in Iraq is only the start of a revenge operation that will continue across the region. Ali Hajizadeh says Iran's strikes weren't meant to kill soldiers, but to damage the American military machine. Iran is dismissing U.S. calls to negotiate following the assassination of Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani. U.S. President Donald Trump appeared to be backing away from further military confrontation with Iran on Wednesday, but he also announced fresh sanctions for Tehran until it changes its behaviour. Trump, though, is also facing opposition at home, with a vote set on Thursday to limit the president's ability to carry out further military action against Iran.
Ukrainian Airlines flight PS-752 crashed minutes after takeoff early Wednesday when it reached the altitude of about 2,500 meters. Iranian authorities said they have recovered the cockpit voice recorder and flight data recorder from the Boeing aircraft, but would not share the information obtained from them with the American manufacturer. Ukraine is demanding a thorough and reliable investigation. Ukrainian authorities have suspended all the flights to and from Iran pending the investigation. All 176 people on board were killed in the crash. The majority of the passengers, 82, were Iranian nationals. 63 were Canadians. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he expects that his country will participate in the investigation.
But first, South Africans dealt with a second consecutive night of scheduled power cuts on Wednesday as the state electricity company, Eskom, scrambled to replenish reserves to meet daytime demand. The unreliable utility is one of the biggest drags on the country's economic growth. Since 2007, it's been forced into several rounds of extensive outages. This week, though, a new CEO took over. Andre de Ruyter is overseeing the mammoth task of putting into place a government plan to restructure Eskom. Jane Flanagan joins us now with more. Jane, so we've had to take you on the phone because of the load shedding. It does seem like supply is getting worse rather than better. What is Eskom's plan?
Hi, Georgia. Yes, I'm speaking to you by candlelight from Cape Town, and it does seem as though Eskom is a metaphor for the failings of South Africa these days. I mean, just last week we had a record low availability of about 57% of capacity.
Well, at dawn on Wednesday, here in Paris, the lifeless body of a stowaway was found in the landing gear of an Air France plane soon after it landed. It had taken off on Tuesday evening from Abidjan in Ivory Coast. It looks like the child, thought to be about 10 years old, snuck on board and died either from asphyxiation or the cold. Over the last few years, several young people from Africa have been found frozen to death or crushed in the undercarriage of western-bound planes. For more from Abidjan, here's our correspondent, Frank Hersey.
Of the stowaway are scarce, but reports from both ends of the flight suggest that it was a child. Abidjan Airport is right up against a poor neighbourhood, where kids often stand on bollards to watch the planes over the wall. It's not yet clear how somebody managed to access the airport and clamber up into the landing gear of the Boeing 777 before its Tuesday night flight across the Sahara.
Relaxing family holiday on this island paradise came to an abrupt end last night. The Lifelight helicopter landed at Bundaberg Hospital around 10, on board the latest victim of a shark bite.
She had a confrontation with what we think is a lemon shark and managed to get her foot into the shark's mouth somehow.
With mum by her side, the girl finally reached solid ground.
Just sustained some significant lacerations to her legs. And whilst it's probably difficult and it's a view she won't share, she's very lucky given the circumstances of the event.
An off-duty nurse supported the girl as they waited for medical help. The girl was taken to Heron Island where she met the rescue helicopter. VMR crews were also called in from Gladstone with paramedics on board.
A royal announcement that is sure to rock the United Kingdom, and fans of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, just announced that they are, quote, stepping back from their senior roles in the royal family. In fact, in a statement, the couple said that they plan to spend the new year becoming financially independent of the monarchy and split their time between England and North America.
Stepping back as senior royals, and I have to say this comes straight off the back of a 6 weeks break from public life, so no wonder they probably talked about, whether or not this was the right decision over Christmas. Now, what does that mean? Well, it could mean that they lose their his and hers Royal Highness titles. They're unlikely to lose the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles, but we really don't know. We're waiting for more information. We also don't know, Brooke, whether this will change the line of succession. Currently, Prince Harry is 6th in line to the throne. That's another question we are waiting to hear more from.
Segregation, surely only a thing of the past. Well, not for one Islamic faith school in Birmingham that's found itself on the naughty step after segregating the girls and the boys of the classroom, unlawfully by the way, and telling its girls that university was not for them while the boys were given the first choice on work experience placements.
Boys enjoy school more than girls. This is because they are treated favourably and have more privileges.
Redstone Academy, the private secondary school in Birmingham, which charges fees of up to £3,000 a year, has been slapped by the mother of school inspectors, Ofsted, with the rating of inadequate. Now, the 13-page report found that boys are treated in a preferential way and girls were discouraged from further education. They were also banned from playing football and taking part in activities like jiu-jitsu classes.
Okay, so there's been a slight switch up. We've been covering this story for the past couple weeks as Democrats have continued their gun control march through Virginia. They were using Senate Bill 16 as their policy basis here, but now they've pivoted to this House Bill 961, which requires a special permit to own guns that law-abiding Virginians already own.
Yeah, so this bill is kind of doing what they suggested that they would do when they got all of that pushback from the people of Virginia, which is instead of an outright ban, it would require current owners to register them with the government, which we all know that anytime there is a government that wants to impose required registration of either firearms or gun owners, it's only a matter of time before that registry is used for confiscation purposes.